Shockwaves spread across the Middle East when Iran announced that it had carried out a powerful strike against one of Israel's most important military installations, the massive Nevatim Air Base deep inside southern Israel. According to Iranian officials, precision missiles launched by Iranian forces struck the base directly, targeting what Tehran described as a central hub of Israeli air power and strategic operations. Iranian military commanders quickly framed the attack as a decisive demonstration of capability, claiming that their missiles had penetrated Israeli air defenses and landed inside the base complex. According to Iranian state television, the operation was designed not merely as retaliation, but as a strategic warning that Iran possesses the ability to strike Israel's most critical military infrastructure whenever tensions escalate. Within minutes of the announcement, Iranian media networks began broadcasting dramatic reports describing the strike as a highly coordinated operation involving advanced long-range missiles and carefully selected targets inside the base. Iranian military spokesmen suggested that runways, command facilities, and key logistical structures were among the locations that had been hit during the attack. The claims immediately triggered intense discussion across global security circles, because Nevatim Air Base is widely regarded as one of the most strategically significant military installations in Israel's entire defense architecture. Before we go deeper into what Iran claims happened during this strike, how the attack reportedly unfolded, and what Israel and its allies are now saying about the damage, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss the latest updates on the most dramatic geopolitical developments happening around the world. According to Iranian military officials, the strike on Nevatim Air Base was the result of a carefully planned long-range missile operation designed to demonstrate Iran's expanding strategic reach. Iranian commanders stated that multiple precision missiles were launched towards southern Israel in what they described as a coordinated military response to escalating tensions in the region. Iranian state television reported that the missiles were aimed at specific sections of the Nevatim installation, including areas believed to house advanced aircraft infrastructure and operational command systems. According to Iranian media outlets, the missiles successfully reached the base despite Israel's highly sophisticated air defense network, striking key locations inside the military compound. Statements released by Iranian military spokesmen described the operation as both a tactical and symbolic strike. Iranian commanders suggested that the missiles were intended to target runways, aircraft shelters, fuel storage areas, and communications systems that support Israeli air operations. According to Iranian state media reports, the strike was framed as a direct response to what Iranian officials described as ongoing Israeli military actions in the region. Iranian military leaders argued that the operation sent a powerful strategic message that Iran is capable of reaching deep into Israeli territory and striking critical infrastructure if confrontation between the two countries continues to intensify. Iranian outlets repeatedly emphasized that Nevatim Air Base was chosen because of its strategic importance to Israel's military capabilities. According to Iranian state television, military commanders described the attack as proof that Iran's missile program can challenge even the most heavily defended military sites in the Middle East. Beyond the physical damage claimed in the reports, Iranian commentators framed the strike as a demonstration of deterrence. According to analysts appearing on Iranian state broadcasts, the operation signaled that any escalation involving Iran would carry significant consequences for Israel's military infrastructure. The message presented across Iranian media networks was clear and deliberate. The strike on Nevatim was not simply a tactical event. It was intended to alter the strategic balance and remind adversaries that Iranian missiles could reach targets previously considered untouchable. To understand why this claim immediately attracted global attention, it is important to understand the strategic importance of Nevatim Air Base itself. Nevatim Air Base is located in southern Israel's Negev desert, not far from the city of Beersheba. The installation is one of the largest and most advanced air bases in the Israeli Air Force, hosting several of Israel's most important aircraft squadrons and serving as a critical hub for strategic air operations. The importance of Nevatim cannot be overstated. The base is widely known for hosting Israel's fleet of advanced fighter aircraft, including the country's F-35 stealth fighters, which are among the most technologically sophisticated combat aircraft in the world. These aircraft play a central role in Israel's long-range strike capabilities and its broader regional deterrence strategy. Military analysts often describe Nevatim as a key node in Israel's air power network. From this location, Israeli aircraft can coordinate missions across the Middle East, conduct surveillance operations, and launch precision strikes when necessary. The base also contains extensive maintenance facilities, operational command centers, and logistical infrastructure required to sustain complex air campaigns, according to regional defense. Analysts speaking to international media, Nevatim has long been considered one of the most strategically sensitive military sites in Israel. Its role in hosting advanced aircraft and coordinating high-level operations makes it a vital component of the country's national security framework. Military analysts have long warned that Nevatim would likely be among the first targets in any major escalation involving Iran or its allies. The reasoning is straightforward. Disrupting operations at such a facility could temporarily complicate Israel's ability to conduct air missions across the region. If the claims of successful strikes on parts of the base were accurate, even limited damage to runways, fuel depots, or command facilities could have immediate operational consequences. And that is precisely why reports involving Nevatim quickly became the focus of global attention. Before we continue with how Israel and the United States have responded to these claims and what analysts are saying about what really happened, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss the latest updates on the most dramatic geopolitical developments happening around the world. Then Israel began to respond. Israeli defense officials acknowledged that missiles had been launched toward Israeli territory, confirming that air defense systems had been activated to intercept incoming threats. However, their description of the event differed sharply from the Iranian narrative that had already begun circulating across international media. According to statements released by the Israeli military, defensive systems detected the incoming missiles and responded quickly to neutralize the threat. Israeli officials suggested that most of the projectiles had been intercepted before reaching their intended targets. Defense officials also emphasized that Nevatim Air Base remained fully operational following the incident. According to statements from Israeli military spokesmen, while alerts and defensive actions had been triggered across the region, the base continued functioning without major disruption. According to U.S. defense officials monitoring the situation, missile launches had indeed been detected in the region. Pentagon sources confirmed that Israeli defensive systems had engaged incoming threats, although they declined to provide detailed assessments of specific interception results. American officials emphasized that early intelligence suggested the situation had not caused major operational damage to Israeli air capabilities. Statements released by defense analysts in Washington suggested that Israeli infrastructure remained largely intact and capable of continuing normal operations. This stark difference between the two narratives immediately sparked debate across the global security community. On one side, Iranian media was portraying the strike as a dramatic demonstration of missile power that successfully reached a critical Israeli military installation. On the other side, Israeli and American officials were insisting that defensive systems had limited the impact and that the base itself remained operational. Between these two sharply different accounts, analysts began searching for additional information that could clarify what had actually happened on the ground. Military analysts immediately began assessing what this event could mean for the broader strategic picture in the Middle East. For many observers, the most important factor was not necessarily the physical damage reported by either side, but the fact that missiles had been launched toward one of Israel's most significant military installations. According to regional security experts speaking to international media outlets, strikes targeting major AI Our bases represent a serious step upward on the escalation ladder. Such actions move beyond symbolic gestures and begin to touch the core infrastructure that supports military operations. Analysts also pointed out that both sides have strong incentives to shape the narrative surrounding events like this. Iran benefits strategically from demonstrating that it can challenge Israel's defenses and reach sensitive targets deep inside the country. At the same time, Israel benefits from projecting confidence in its defensive capabilities and emphasizing that its military infrastructure remains resilient and operational. This competing narrative dynamic is common in modern conflicts, where information warfare plays an increasingly central role alongside traditional military actions. Energy markets and regional diplomacy are also watching the situation closely. Any escalation involving Iran and Israel carries potential implications for oil markets and shipping routes across the broader Middle East. Regional governments have already begun calling for restraint, with diplomatic channels reportedly working behind the scenes to prevent the situation from escalating into a wider confrontation. Whether this incident becomes an isolated exchange or the beginning of a larger cycle of retaliation remains one of the most important questions now facing regional leaders. At this moment, two competing narratives dominate the story. Iran claims that its missiles successfully struck Nevatim Air Base, demonstrating the ability to hit one of Israel's most critical military facilities. Israel insists that defensive systems intercepted the attack and that the base remains fully operational. Between those two narratives lies a complex reality that analysts are still trying to understand. Some experts warn that incidents like this can easily spiral, especially when both sides feel pressure to demonstrate strength and deterrence. Others believe that, despite the dramatic headlines, both Iran and Israel may attempt to contain the escalation to avoid a much larger regional conflict. What is clear is that the reported strike on Nevatim Air Base has already become one of the most dramatic moments in the unfolding tensions between these two powerful rivals. Whether the situation escalates further or diplomatic efforts succeed in calming the crisis remains uncertain. But one thing is certain: the world watches closely as every new development unfolds. Stay tuned for further updates as this developing story continues to reshape the geopolitical landscape of the region.